including 3 key commanders in ongoing clearance operations in Borno State. This is contained in a statement made available to newsmen and signed by Director Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba. The operation, targeting the notorious Timbuktu Triangle, began in 16th January. Neutralized commanders include Talha, a Special Forces leader, Mallam Umar, an operations commander, and Abu Yazeed, a brigadier commander. Insurgents deployed suicide bombers, explosive-laden vehicles, and drones, but troops successfully countered these tactics. However, 22 soldiers lost their lives and several others sustained injuries. The military urges the media to withhold names of fallen soldiers to ensure next of kin notifications are completed. And now to discuss this, we are joined by security analyst and executive director, Elixir Trust Foundation, Emmanuel Ikule. Mr. Ikule, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
Yes. Now, what are the potential security implications of the high casualty rate of 22 soldiers? That sounds like a lot of soldiers. How does this affect troop morale and the broader security situation in the region?
Based on what has happened, it's a clear show that we are not actually winning this war against banditry in the country yet. There's still a lot to be done. I'll even say condolence. The families, so sad to the families that they have lost their loved ones at this time. It's actually not a good time for our country with the low number of security personnel that we have. We are even losing more when we actually need more to help in this fight against this insurgency in the country. So for me, it's not a good step. It's a bad situation for us, but we are hoping that our security agencies can put hands together and be able to, overcome this challenge that we have been facing. Especially as a lot of these steps were not taken earlier. It would have prevented it from getting to this point. When terrorists are having success with killing at least 20 security agencies, it clearly shows that to them they are progressing and they are succeeding in their own fight. So it's actually a bad situation for us.
So can the military improve its tactical response to reduce casualties, or was the loss of soldiers an expected outcome based on the nature of the insurgency?
I didn't get you.
I was asking if the army can improve its tactics, its response to reduce casualties, or is this just a normal thing? I mean, 22 soldiers is a lot.
The military can improve. At the same time, several conversations we have had before, it will be an encouragement to them if they can, particularly the Air Force, if they can actually improve from their own angle, because the military, or should I say those that are on foot, there will be limit to their success if they are not working hand in hand with the Air Force while carrying out these operations at once. It will help to, at least those in the air will give some kind of intel or at least quick response when they see certain movements, and it tends to reduce the number of casualties we have on ground. But the situation has not helped. So for me, this killing has been going on for a long period of time. It won't be out of place if we can as well also get international experts from maybe Israel, since they have been very good at this, to actually improve our capacity in that area. At least to an extent, it will reduce these reoccurrences. A lot of also military personnel have been resigning from 2020 till date. It also shows that there are also gaps even internally, because there are also some persons that are also benefiting from this, and they may also backbite, which indirectly also affects those going out. And so for me, there's a lot to be done. Those that are in the field, they should ensure that their calls to a large extent, yes, we are talking about privacy and all that, but in cases of emergencies, like Section 45 of the Nigerian Constitution says, this is like an emergency for our country. Those that are in the field, they should track the number of type of calls they are making and who they are making it to, so that they can also internally check those that are also corporate or supporting or working for these bandits or terrorist groups in Nigeria.
So what long-term strategy should be pursued in Borno to ensure the insurgency doesn't regain strength? I mean, what role should community engagement, for instance, have? Intelligence sharing, there's also, I mean, how can these help?
Over time, the military security agencies, communities have lost trust in them because at different times they have ended up being predators instead of being protectors. So for me, this is an opportunity why the foot soldiers are going out there to do their work. Also, others that, particularly those that works around communication or the part of the operations team, should also try to also relate better with the communities, the chiefs, and outside to improve their community policing relationship. That will also help their fight. At the same time, they are also supposed to also check the borders, and that is why I keep emphasizing that the Air Force have a big role to play in this fight, because it's better if certain equipment, drones can be used, better drones or equipment, improved equipment can be used to monitor movement of people, gatherings of people in these locations. And there are certain improved drones and equipment that can be able to cover a large area, local government, states, in monitoring and also checking movement of equipment and all that from different persons. It will help also the military or those on foot to also know the sites that they can follow or the routes they can use and be able to attack these persons without having casualties. And then the other points I made earlier, there's a crying and urgent need for us to work, and I keep saying Israel, because they have been good at actually addressing issues of attacks like this. So we can learn from their expertise, and they can train, particularly the Air Force, in using of this equipment that can be able to quench some of these attacks from getting to the communities or from even harming our security personnel that are in the field trying to work for us. So if this can be done, it will really help. And this is not something of some people.
Right.
The community also should realize that their land is also being affected.
All right, Emmanuel.
Whenever there is crisis or fights, it also affects vegetation and other things, and everybody should be concerned.
All right, then Emmanuel Ikule, thank you very much for giving us your expert opinion on the issue. Thank you. Good evening again.